This is the beginning of the final leg down, right? So you have to get rid of all this crap out there, and it's amazing how stuff comes from these entities where everyone trusted them. I mean, you had billionaires investing in FTX and billionaire companies or billion-dollar companies investing, and so it's really showcasing this big event. That was it smart to buy Bitcoin at 65,000, right? So now you have Solana, which if initially, I mean, if you got it when the best of everyone else got it and Solana was trading at what, $30+ a few days ago before all this happened, then yeah, that's one thing. Now it's what, $16? So you're too late to the party. Same kind of advice is that
More and more experts inside the crypto space are talking about how this could be the final leg down in Bitcoin, meaning that after this bloodbath takes off a lot of investors and, more importantly, big names and trash companies, we may finally see a bottom and get ready to go back to higher highs. If you missed yesterday's video, Gareth Soloway gave his Bitcoin price prediction and vision of when that could happen. But today, this video has a ton of value from this master trader with 20+ years of experience working the charts. Pay close attention as Gareth will explain what's necessary for Bitcoin to find its bottom finally, and if you should or should not be shorting now and start selling.
Was this the equivalent of Lehman Brothers in the financial collapse of '08? And what's fascinating about this, if I flip to my chart, right? So take a look at Lehman Brothers. This is where Lehman Brothers occurred on September 15th of '08. And you still see that there was about 50% downside in the S&P from that point. So for those of us that are, I've talked to you about this, DZ, before, about how we likely are headed to 12 to 13,000, maybe 10,000-ish on Bitcoin. You have to wonder if this is kind of that event right here. And then do we have this further downside to go that could be creating the bottom? So again, Lehman Brothers, everyone thinks that's like the big thing from the 2008 period, but it actually was kind of the beginning of the end, right? It was the beginning of the final flush before we bottomed in early '09, which was about 6 months later, right? So for those of us out there that are looking for a crypto bottom, maybe we look 6 months from this peak and look to that as the potential bottom there. So just a couple little things there I think are kind of cool to think about. It was certainly greedy money, right? I mean, they were trying to get in early on these things that supposedly could have been epically big. They could have 10x their money on these type of things. And anytime you go into an investment that has that potential, there's always risk. So yeah, I mean, they got burned. There's no doubt about it. The only positive is that most of the firms that invested, it was probably 1% of their assets that they had under management. It was a small, generally, even though it's a large dollar amount, it was a small investment in their overall portfolio. But it just goes to show you, and I want everyone to understand this, is that no investor is infallible. Like people, look at me and they're like, oh, he's a genius. No, honestly, I still have my screw ups. I still get caught off guard. It's just I mitigate it by position size, making sure I don't overload in any one position, so that when I do have those couple losers, they're small in the general overall portfolio. So I think that's the biggest takeaway here, is that, no one can avoid the losses. You're going to take them occasionally. Just don't overload the boat so you get crushed.
So even with the Terra Luna, Voyager, and FTX collapses, big names in the industry are still allocating vast amounts of their portfolios into weird companies and meme coins. For example, we found out that Crypto.com is still allocating over 20% of its portfolio to Shiba Inu, even more than Ethereum. Is this the right move to make? Look what Gareth Soloway has to say.
I mean, I would in general say, unless it's Bitcoin, to have 20% of your reserves in any altcoin is very, very risky. And especially with what's going on with this market, I think that's honestly a little irresponsible. Now, like you said, maybe it's all profit. Maybe they got in 0.2% and now it's 20%. But then again, it just proves again that what the heck are they doing? Because, think about people that bought in Bitcoin at 20,000 and then they didn't sell at 65, or at least take some off the table. And now look at where it is. So you always got to be thinking like a money manager in your portfolio. And I think Crypto.com needs to look at that and just really make sure. And by the way, so think about how many celebrities and sports stars were all about FTX. And then you draw that conclusion, Matt Damon and Crypto.com. And it's just, if you got to pay celebrities to pump your stuff, there might be a problem there.
And before we should go on into what's the right thing to do now, if we should or should not chase the shorts, Let's hear Gareth's opinion on the current situation in the crypto space and if we will finally get to the bottom in Bitcoin.
But the way I look at this is the beginning of the final leg down, right? So you have to get rid of all this crap out there. And it's amazing how stuff comes from these entities where everyone trusted them. I mean, you had billionaires investing in FTX and billionaire companies or billion-dollar companies investing. And so it's really showcasing this big event that's a black swan, and it probably is the start of the final move down. I will say this is that you can't expect crypto to fully recover now until you get some regulation out there and some transparency. And I know in the crypto market, it's horrible to say that, and that we want regulation, we want this, but there's these billionaires and these big money players, they won't go near another crypto project until they have transparency. They've gotten burned now. Terra Luna was kind of the start. We saw Voyager, we saw Celsius, but this one's the big one. I mean, this one is the big bomb that goes off. And so at this stage, it's the beginning of the final leg. How low it goes, that's going to be the question. I do think this is the kick in the butt that the regulators need. I think, honestly, in the next 3 months, we'll have a framework from this.
And to close this extraordinary interview, is this the time to sell?
The answer to that is the same as was it smart to buy Bitcoin at 65,000, right? So now you have Solana, which if initially, I mean, if you got it when the best of everyone else got it and Solana was trading at what, $30+ a few days ago before all this happened, then yeah, that's one thing. Now it's what, $16? So you're too late to the party. Same kind of advice is that you want to be at the front of the curve. You never want to be a chaser. So on the short side, everything that's dumped is now chasing. You now are increasing. The more it goes down, you're increasing your risk of a rip your face off rally in the opposite direction, getting smoked out. So what are you going to get? Like 20%, 30% downside or 100% loss on the short. So for me, it's at this stage, it's sitting back, waiting for good quality names to hit support, and then just nibbling ever so slightly. Again, you got to do it in the right money management style, especially in a bear market, learning more so that in the next cycle, you don't get caught off guard. I mean, there's, again, like I said, there's no one that doesn't get caught off guard occasionally. Other than that, just educate yourself. Check out verifiedinvestingeducation.com. I put out some educational stuff there that is mind-blowing, and it'll help you kind of make money in bull and bear markets.
Was this video helpful? Please share it with your friends and family on social media and leave a like. It helps us grow, and we will be forever grateful. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.